Hello and welcome to Java Beginners Interview Series from Recruitech India. I'm your host, Ternary, and I welcome you all to the third episode of the series. So, in today's episode, we are going to learn about the ternary operators, how they are used in coding, and why are they so important to do easy enough tasks that could be done with if-else statements. So, first, let us understand what are ternary operators, how they can be used, and then we will see some of its applications. So, let's get started. Okay, so ternary operators is an operator that can be used instead of if-else statements. Now, in a simple if-else statement, let us say if you had int a is equals to 32, int b equals 97, and you would have written if a is greater than b, then system, or rather, let's not take system.out.println. Instead, let's take a variable result, int result is equals to a, else int result equals to b, and that should be it, right? Now, we are here writing an if statement to check if a is greater than b, then set the variable result as a if a is greater, else set the variable result as b. By the way, I have written something incorrectly here. I shouldn't have taken or declared the variable here. Instead, I could do that up. So I can take a variable int result equals to 0. The reason as to why I did that is because I'm going to write the print statement to display the result outside the if condition, and it would throw me an error if I define the variable inside the if block. Okay, that is why I said that I am going to declare the variable outside. So print ln result. So result is going to print the largest number between the two. Okay. However, this is, a very long code for something extremely small, right? This can be replaced by ternary operators. Let us see how. So in ternary operators, we will see, what is the syntax and stuff, but we will see it with the help of an example. So in ternary operator, what you can do is you can simply have, let's say, int a is equals to 32, int b is equals to 97, and int result equals to if a greater than b, question mark, get a, else get b, and system dot out dot println result. This code is also going to get you the larger of the two numbers, right? So I understand in most cases if statement is most certainly used, but in cases like this where ternary operator can get you the result in just one line, using if else conditional statement seems like a moot, right? So what is happening in this line here? Let us talk about that. This is the line where the ternary operators is actually used. So what is happening here is that, let me just take you here, zoom in a little bit. Okay, so what's happening here is that in the result variable, we are going to either get A or B depending on what the condition is given, right? So before the question mark, we write a condition statement. And after the question mark, there is a colon, of course. So whatever is there before the colon will be gotten when the condition is true. And if the condition is false, we will get whatever is after the colon, right? In this case also, the same thing will happen. We have written the condition if A is greater. We are not writing if, of course, but it is a condition, A greater than B. So it will check, is 32 greater than 97? If the answer is yes, then whatever is before the colon will be printed or will be stored in the variable result. Otherwise, whatever is after the colon will be stored in the variable result. So in this case, 32 is not greater than 97, meaning the condition is false. So the false part will be stored, which is B. 97 is going to be stored in the variable result. So if you see, whichever is greater is basically going to be stored. If A was greater, then the condition would have been true. Then A would have been stored in the variable result. If B was greater, then the condition would have been false, and hence B would have been stored in the variable result, right? Therefore, no matter how or what your numbers are, you are always going to have the larger of the two number in the variable result, right? So this is one very important example where you get the larger of the two number using the ternary operator, right? If you see, we can write that in code as well. Let me show you how. So as you can see in the Eclipse, I have already written the class and have already written the main function. Just a second, my mic is about to fall. Yeah. Okay, so here what we are going to do is, again, we'll do the same thing. Int A equals to 90, taking random values. Int B is equals to 45. Again, completely unintentional, I know. Int result equals A greater than B condition, followed by a question mark, then the true part, followed with a colon, then the false part. And just going to get this. And we will print the result. Okay. So if you see, I will get here. I will get 90, which is the greater number, right? Next up, we will see how we can find the greatest of three numbers using ternary operator.